2022 has been a crazy run for many of you, and you've come out on the other end as a PMP. Now, I know it's not over till it's over. There are a few days left, but I want to say congrats to you if you are a PMP. If you've been a PMP for years, congrats to you. It's never too late to say congrats for conquering that crazy beast. It was being chased by a three-headed bear. It was being chased by a three-headed bear. That's how I felt. Coming out of the exam, I couldn't believe my good fortune to have escaped that crazy beast. It was bounding after me, and just as it was about to nip me on the heels, I escaped. Whew, talk about a narrow escape. For some of you, it wasn't so narrow. You got your ATs and you did really well. And for others, it was a close shave. But whatever the case, it's awesome. It's awesome to be on the other side as a PMP. It's called Project Management Professional. How professional do you feel? Do you truly feel professional? Do you feel you have the right to sit down in the project manager seat in any company? If you don't feel like you are worthy to sit at the seat in any company, you need to come for some coaching and training right now with me. I'm going to change how you look at the PMP exam. First and foremost, do you believe the PMI is worth its salt? As an organization that's been around for over 50 years, do you doubt the PMI's common sense in awarding you the PMP exam certification? Do you think they made a mistake, huh? I hope not. I won't report you to them, but I want you to have a mental adjustment. Start thinking about yourself as a professional, as a project manager that knows her salt or his salt, as a project manager that can make things happen. Now, even if you don't feel like it, you are it. You don't feel the part, but you are the part. So you need to step into your greatness right now, my friend, by affirming it in your head. I have the right to sit at this table and partake as a project management professional in any firm. You see, one of the things I teach my students in PM 101 is a project manager is a project manager is a project manager in any firm. You just need to learn the business, and you absolutely can. So learn the business wherever you are. Start right now. If you feel a little bit out of your depth, learn the business. If you're going to a new job, learn the business. And don't tell me, Phil, I'm not technical. I'm scared of technical stuff. No, no, no. Look, you conquered an exam that has a high amount of ambiguity in it. So you've got a high tolerance for ambiguity. Pick up whatever manuals, documentation you need, read it, study it, get with the program. How difficult could it be? I had a student who told me he changed his life by traveling to Germany and living in Germany, and he learned the language. And it's not an easy language to learn, especially when you're grown, when you're an adult. And he learned the language and is functioning really well. Now, PMP language, project management language, you could look at it as being difficult and esoteric, but like my student who did that, you can. So you can pick up technical jargon and learn it. You need to be committed to it. So please stop telling me I don't know technical language, I'm being limited by the jobs I apply for. Well, you'll forever be limited by the jobs you apply for if you don't change your thinking and do something about it. If all the jobs around you that you like, that tickle your fancy, are of a technical nature, well, maybe that's a signal to you to do something about it. How about being technical? How about learning how to be technical? So that would be my first piece of advice to you. My second piece of advice to you is to know where you are and where you're going. And to do that, I want to show you my career map for those of you who are certified and are wondering, what next? You need to think like this. After PMP, there's a variety of options. You can either stay put in the company you're at, or you could become adventurous like I did. I'm so happy I did not stay in the company I was at, because I would never have gotten to where I am today if I had stayed in that office. I would have been in the dark ages. I would never have amounted to what I am today. So be encouraged, my friend, if you're looking at jumping out. Don't do it recklessly, though. Make sure you test the waters like I did. Okay, I tested the waters and it was a calculated move. And I made a series of calculated moves to elevate my salary by 300%. But I also made a lot of moves to beef up what I knew, to affirm what I knew, to get certified in different things. First and foremost, I knew I needed to learn a lot more about Microsoft Project and put a stamp of authority on my certifications with Microsoft projects. So I took the MCTS exam and I became an MCTS, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist in MS Project, and it helped. It definitely helped my resume, and I learned so much more in the journey of becoming an MCTS. And since then, I've been training and coaching and helping. But a lot more companies are looking at my resume because they see, oh, scheduler. So you're not just a pretty PMP face. You can actually schedule. And then I get more offers and more engagements. In fact, after getting certified, one of the competitor companies of the company I was in at the time, I ended up leaving that company, and that competitor company pinged me to do some part-time work for them in scheduling. So beef up your resume, but let me go into a few ideas of what you can do as a PMP. So I call this the Project Manager Agilist Career Roadmap. So you start off from here, right? You're either a CAPM or you're a PMP. And the next step is whatever you deem with a lot of thought as being the next step. Not too much thought to the point you become paralyzed, but enough thought to be calculated. Some folks know, okay, I need to do a Prince 2 because I'm out in the UK or Europe. Some folks say, Phil, I'm like you, I'm a scheduler, I'm going to do PMISP. Some of you do the risk management professional, and I also coach in this as well, because you need to up your risk game and you want to put a stamp of approval on it from PMI. That is all good. Some of you go for the PMI-PBA. In my mind, if you're a PMP but really wanting to focus on business analysis, then so be it. But if not, maybe you're thinking about the PGMP. If you're thinking about the PGMP, I'll refer you to my friend Darren, who is a PGMP trainer. Just ask for information. Portfolio management professional, maybe you are like me, who's already been for the OPM3. Now, the PMI doesn't offer that anymore, although they've got a standard on it. And then you could go for various micro certifications. PMI have got micro certifications in the world of construction, in the world of hybridization, and so many more. So that could be a path. You don't have to follow the path exactly as written, but you could pick and choose depending on what will boost your resume, what will boost your prospects. The next thing you could be thinking about is the world of Agile. So you could go for a certified Scrum Master certification or professional Scrum Master. The CSM costs a little bit more. It's the flagship, though, in industry. The PSM is pretty well known and is a more difficult exam, for lack of a better word. It's much harder, 80 questions in 60 minutes. You could go for the CSPO, the PSPO, that is certified Scrum Product Owner, professional Scrum Product Owner. You could go for certifications in Kanban. Some of our students do that. With David Anderson's company, you could go for CSP, you could go for PMI ACP, you could go to Ken Schwaber's website, scrum.org, and look into PAL, SPS, and PAL just means Project Agile Leadership, Professional Agile Leadership, I beg your pardon, SPS, Scaled Professional Scrum, CSP with the Scrum Alliance, PST with Ken Schwaber's company, and CST, and there's certain requirements that need to be made to do that. Or you could go into the dark world of scaling certs now. Don't want to talk about those too much, but I'll just say beware of scaling certs. I would say, first of all, get really good with Scrum or Scrums and look at the less prescriptive ones. Look inwardly first at descaling before you go off on the deep end with those. And as far as this other tangent, you could go into the world of tech. And going into the world of tech means you're getting more tech-oriented certifications like CISA, CISSP, and others like that. And then this track down here is you becoming a trainer or coach in project management, in Agile, being a speaker. For this, you really need to have experience. Without experience, this could be hard. So if you've got great experience in your industry, that could be something to think about. Down here, you could think about the concept of business, which is really more into leadership, strategy, personal growth, thinking about professionalism, entrepreneurship. You could learn a lot more from my organization. It's called the Project Leadership Institute, and you could focus more on leadership growth. And this satisfies the PMI units of competency, which we're looking at today. It's a documentation from the PMI that helps you frame your path upon getting PMP certified. Definitely one I would recommend. And down here, we have retirement. And then when all is said and done, you're at a good point where you can retire. All right. So that is just the beginnings of our conversation about life after the PMP exam. But to take it up a notch, I always recommend following PMI's units of competency. These are very helpful in acting as a guide. And this is some of the content that we're going to be studying in 2023 at the Project Leaders Club. So let's jump in. Okay. So like I said in the very beginning, the PMP exam is the beginning, right? It's the beginning of the journey, and to forge ahead, there's certain things that you should do. So getting into the mindset of professionalism, I would say, first of all, ask yourself, how am I going to navigate the job market? Do I have help? Do I have assistance? How do I get someone to help me? We go into all of this when we get into the nitty-gritty of the course. Then we talk about professionalism and commitment. What exactly is professionalism? How can I be a professional? What does it mean to be professional? And you might find one or two of my videos about this out there. Then we talk about honesty. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty and integrity. Section 3 is all about maintaining professionalism in the face of adversity. So do you lose your cool in the workplace sometimes? Do you go crazy? No. You don't want to do that. You want to be professional, even when it seems to hurt. There are times when you almost just want to give it to someone, but don't. Be professional, right? Section 4 is about managing a diverse workforce, and we explore the concept of diversity and why it's important. The next one is about resolving issues with objectivity. This looks at entire paradigm shifts by being open-minded. I'll be teaching you how to view the world around you and how to neutralize contrary thoughts that try to prevent you from having an open mind to the world around you. The next module is about leadership. So I'll teach you how to create a high performance team environment. I'll teach you how to build and maintain effective relationships. I will teach you how to motivate people, how to mentor people, and we'll talk about the concept of ownership and accountability. I will also teach you, last but not least in this section, leading with influence and skills. What exactly is leadership? How can you lead? And things like that. In month 5 to 6, I'll begin to teach you managing. So you've heard all sorts about managing, but we'll take a look at the more people-oriented side of management. So when we talk about how to build and maintain a team, we're talking about structure and process and order and flow and directedness. Then we'll go into planning and managing for success. This is one that honestly you should warm up to, because there are 25 processes about this in project management. And then section 3 will go very deep into conflict. We'll watch some videos about how conflict can be resolved. I'll teach you the techniques and tools for conflict resolution. Month 7 to 8, this is where we get into communicating, and it's what the PM does 70 to 90% of the time. So here we'll talk about active listening and effective communication. Then we'll, when we get done with active listening and effective communication, we'll talk about how to maintain lines of communication, how to have open lines of communication, basically the skills that project managers should have in the marketplace. Then we'll talk about quality in communicating. There's certain things that underscore what quality is when you communicate. We'll talk about tailoring the message to your audience. And along the way, I'll show you tips about how to effectively connect with your audience. So if that is an area you've been struggling with, you'll learn a lot. In fact, in this session, not only will we learn, we will also do. There will also be hands-on role playing and the ability for you to actually test your firepower, as it were, when it comes to communicating and when it comes to connecting with people. All right, let's move on to the next section. All right, the next section is month 9 to 10, and this is where we talk about effectiveness as a project manager. So here we talk about resolving issues, talk about how to maintain stakeholder involvement. We'll also go into change management basics at a high level, but we'll be talking about change from an organizational level. So we will be tackling this session based on the PMI's Managing Change in Organizations document. And then we'll talk about assertiveness, how to be assertive. have a few mindset tunes and adjustments when it comes to assertiveness for effectiveness. Month 11 to 12, we'll talk about cognitive ability. So we'll be examining ways to view work holistically. In this training, the attendees are going to learn key relationships between project managers and stakeholders, and how to understand the essence of projects that are interrelated from a higher level. Program view, strategic view, if you will. Then section 2 will talk about how to resolve issues and solve problems. Section 3 will talk about project management tool and technique selection. Section 4 will talk about opportunity identification. So it's a coaching program that is built around all of these ideas. If you have any questions, I want you to reach out to me at info@praizion.com. This is a program that was built by project managers for project managers. And every step of the way, we are also going to be exploring the world of Agile, the importance of Agile to each of these topics. It's going to be very robust. There are going to be sessions where my buddy Roy joins me to add value to you from an Agile perspective. So if this is something you want to do, look for that link below. You need to be on the Project Leaders Club. This is all about taking your PMP to a whole new level. Some of you haven't learned a whole lot of project management. You only learned project management formally for your exam. But I tell you, there's a whole lot more that you need to be used to. You need to learn the language, continue to speak the language, walk the walk, talk the talk, and be connected with people of like minds. Some of those who were in your class and came for the journey of PMP like you. This is building community. This is all about solving problems and having a go-to place, having a go-to home, if you will, for all things project management and leadership. All right. So look for that link below. The fastest way to get to this webpage is to go to praizionmedia.com. Praizionmedia.com will take you to the page where you're able to sign up. You want to sign up for a month, you want to sign up for a quarter, if you want to sign up for the entire year, it's up to you. But I encourage you strongly, my friends, now that you're certified, take it up a notch. Come on a journey. Learn, develop, grow, get solid, get confident, so that when you go into any boardroom, any interview, you will truly know your stuff, and it won't be fluff, because I'll make you tough. I will. Go to praizionmedia.com and let's do this. Thank you, my friends. Once again, congrats on your PMP, and I look forward to adding value to you, taking you to that next level. Bye for now.